Yeah, I think an agreement is possible. Michel Barnier made that comment about decisive days ahead in a briefing to EU ambassadors. And the reason was two things. Firstly, he said that he sensed there had been some movement by the British government towards relaxing its stance on fisheries. That, of course, is one of the areas that has long been contentious. The other, interestingly, is that here in Brussels, they have pored over the details of that new UK-Japan trade deal and sense a bit of pragmatism in there that they haven't seen so far in Brexit talks. One person said to me that we think here that maybe the British are being a bit more politically minded in this trade deal. They think in that sense, if British negotiators are able to move with Japan, they may be able to do the same with Brexit. So if that gives you a cause for some optimism, and I think that is what led Michel Barnier to say those comments to EU ambassadors, you have on the flip side the analysis of the internal market bill, which has gone down very, very badly with many diplomats here in Brussels. That was reflected in Ursula von der Leyen's State of the Union address yesterday, where she said that the hopes were fading. She also mounted a very, very strong defence of the withdrawal agreement. You get that across the political divide at places like this. This is the European Parliament, or any diplomat that you speak to. Plenty are frankly bewildered as to why the British have suddenly gone so hard on the offensive. Others say they see this as just another negotiating tactic to rip up all the pieces, if you would, throw them in the air and see if something comes down. The bottom line is that, as ever, we know Michel Barnier likes to use the clock to add pressure. It may be that Lord Frost is trying to do the same thing by throwing this grenade in quite near the end of the talks. And we know that Messrs Barnier and Frost will sit down this afternoon to resume their discussions. We also know that a deal has to be in place by the end of this year, and it could take a long time to ratify. And the end of the year is barely 100 days away. The presence of the clock is beginning to be felt.